Hi guys, welcome to the channel. It's your boy, TheProtectveGuardian, back at it again. Welcome everybody to the channel. I am back ready to get rock and rolling. I wanted to go over NFL predictions for this season, as I think that they're very, going to be very interesting. So first and foremost, I think the Chargers are going to beat Kansas City because Kansas City got their ass clapped last Super Bowl, and it opened them up to a lot of exposure, meaning that a lot of people are going to know how to beat them now. That exposure is going to leave them open, vulnerable, and kind of crappy. So I think that's what we're going to go with. Like that. The other pick, I think the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to beat the Jets. I think that Aaron Rodgers is going to have a lot of grudges against the Jets for, letting him go and doing all this shit. And I don't need to explain this one. Come on. You really think the Colts are going to beat them? Come on. It's the Colts, guys. What was the Colts? Okay, we're going to have another tab. Colts 2024 season. I want to see what their fucking shit was. What was their... They had 13 wins? Jesus, I forgot how goated they were. Actually, maybe I might change my answer based on that. I didn't realize they did that good last season. Jesus Christ. I didn't know why I didn't hear more about them. I think the Dolphins have a good new quarterback, though, don't they? We're going to go with the Colts. Well, hold up. Let me see. Again, that's what we're going to have a new tab for, is to actually do a little bit of research and stuff I don't know. They picked up Zach Wilson. Oof. Yeah, I'm keeping. Even though I think their first start quarterback is goated, I'm changing my answer on that one. Okay, so moving on. I think that the Browns are easily going to lose. No one needs to know why for that. I think the Raiders... Did the Raiders finally fix their shit? Hold up. Don't start, Cujo. Hey, what did I just tell you? Go see then, lazy. Get your lazy ass up and go check whatever you're growling at. Sorry, that was Grumpy. Bye, Grumpy. Okay, so yeah, I don't think I'm changing my pick. Because Raiders, they have one quarterback, doesn't mean they're going to do anything with it. Rozzy, no one's here. Hey now, Mastiff, ain't nobody here. I would have heard something, nobody's here. Okay, so the Patriots don't have anybody either, though, do they? No, not today. I don't give a fuck about that. I want to see the Patriots 2024 season. They weren't even on here. And the Raiders were for the AFC West. Well, no, they were up there. Wait, okay, I'm just dumb. They had 4 wins only? Holy shit. I don't think they're going to be any better this year. I got to give it to the Raiders. It's a hard pick, but I got to give it to the Raiders. Okay, I'm going to go with the Denver Broncos because I think the Titans suck. Baltimore Ravens beat out the Bills. Both of these teams suck. Okay, I think Jacksonville got some new talent though, didn't they? I think they got new talent this year. Hold up. Darnell Savage Jr. as their safety. I got to give it to them. I think Jacksonville Jaguars have it just by looking them up because I don't think we'll verify that. I don't think the Panthers got anybody new. Anybody worthwhile. They got Xavier. Oh, they did pick up Bryce Young. Oh shit. Oh shit. He was with them last year though. I didn't know that. Wonder why they sucked so much. He went up in rating. No, we're gonna stick with my answer. And then the Chargers are gonna get beat by the Texans. So there's Eagles beat Dallas easy. The Saints beat the Saints. No, yeah, the Saints beat Arizona. It's a hard choice. Did the Falcons get any new talent? Both of these teams suck too. Or at least for this year. Players. Oh, they got a new quarterback. Huh. Uh-oh. So he's already injured. Uh-oh. Well, they got Kirk Cousins, though. They picked up Kirk Cousins? Damn. Ooh, that might do them for that game, because Kirk Cousins actually... Oof. Okay, what about Tampa's new players? Oh, they got a new quarterback too? Damn. Very upsetting. I'm playing instead of coaching right now. Active quarterback Teddy Bridgewater wishes he weren't in the NFL right now. Bridgewater signed off the Buccaneers only after he... So he doesn't really want to be there. It's very upsetting that I'm playing instead of coaching right now. Not very worthwhile people either, and I don't remember hearing his name. Got Bucky Irving though, that's good for a running back. Have I heard this name before? I think so. Oh, they got Baker Mayfield? Holy shit. When did they get Baker Mayfield? I'm really behind on people that getting new. Okay. That's a hard game. I'm gonna have to give it to Falcons. New York Giants beat out Washington. That's obvious. Seahawks beat San Francisco. Packers beat Detroit, and the Vikings beat Vikings beat the Bears. All right, that's good for week 1. Next, Bills beat the Jets. Dolphins beat the Patriots. Bengals beat the Jaguars. The Ravens beat the Browns. Colts beat the Denver Broncos. God, these are a lot easier picks this week. Chargers are going to beat these losers. Titans are going to beat the Rams. pretty sure on that one. This is a hard game. Only because Aaron Rodgers is in this, so now I'm thinking he's old though. I'm gonna give it to the Seattle. Eagles beat Kansas City just like the Super Bowl, and the Texans beat Tampa. Cake. We beat Washington because it's easy. I think Dallas, maybe. Nah, we'll give it to them. If I was San Francisco, they did pretty decent. The Saints are meh. San Francisco. We'll take the Lions. I think the Vikings are going to beat the Falcons, and the Cardinals are going to beat the Carolina Panthers. So we're okay with that. Wait, can I submit these? Well, I can submit these. Okay. Give me a minute, guys. I'm going to freeze my share screen. I didn't even know I could submit these. Hell yeah. Hey, chance at something would be cool. That'd be sick to be able to register for this. I just found the site like today, and I was like, this will make a good video going over with my predictions for this season. I checked my email. You guys know how that shit goes with all this bullshit. Okay. Alright, we're good. Okay, we're gonna unfreeze screen capture. We're gonna go through more. Okay, so this is week 1's prediction. We're gonna go with week 2. I already did this one too. Yep, those are all my predictions. That's exactly what we're good with. Okay. Chilling. Alright. That was everybody for week 2, right? I don't know. I don't want to miss anybody. Everybody for week 2. Week 3. Bills beat the Dolphins. Colts beat the Titans. Steelers beat the Patriots. Texans beat the Jaguars. Chargers beat the Broncos. Bengals are going to beat Minnesota. Tampa Bay and the Jets. Who do the Jets have as a quarterback now? Their main quarterback's already injured. They're done for the season. Jesus Christ. Okay. Washington beats the Raiders. Packers beat the Browns. Kansas City beats the Giants. And the Ravens beat Detroit. Do they, though? Change my answer on that one. What does it mean 10 when I'm betting this? Oh, what the score is. I don't know that much. I just want putting who wins. I don't know by what. It's not gonna be. Oh, I have to pick who's gonna. Okay, hold up. I didn't know that all that specific shit. Hey, it's gonna be like 21. I don't know how to be that specific. To like 7. Okay, I'm not doing all that work. I'm just picking who's gonna win. I'm not going through all that crap. That's too much bullshit. I'm not doing all that. It's fine. Somebody wants to do that, that's fine. I'm not doing all that shit. On week 3, right? So far, those are predictions. We're gonna take the Eagles over the Chargers, Falcons over Carolina Panthers. We're gonna take the Seahawks over the Saints. We're gonna take San Francisco over the Cardinals. We're gonna take Dallas to beat the Bears. I'm sorry, Bears, you guys still suck. And the Bears still suck. Okay, so there's week 3's prediction. Here's week 4. Okay, so week 4 it gets a little more interesting. We're gonna take the Texans to beat the Titans. Ugh. I'm gonna say Kansas City beats Baltimore. Dolphins beat the Jets. Bengals beat the Broncos. Vikings win this game versus in week 4 versus the Steelers. The Panthers will beat out the Patriots. Jesus, how am I forgetting names while I'm going through this? The Chargers are gonna beat. What is this team? Oh, the Rams. I forget. The Rams have their own thing now too. It just looks like the LA Charger logo. It's like it's whatever. It's or the Charger logo, or it looks like something from the Chargers, but it's not. Sorry, I can't speak English today, guys. Okay. The Bills beat the Saints. Detroit Lions beat the Browns. The Indianapolis Colts are gonna beat the Rams for sure. San Francisco beats out the Jaguars, and I'll give the Bears this one. I think they're gonna beat them. Come here, Dork Mastiff. Hey, you be a loner then, Dork Mastiff. I think we beat out them. I think Washington beats out the Falcons. I think that obviously the Eagles beat out Tampa Bay, and I think the Seattle Seahawks are gonna kick the shit out of the Cardinals. Moving on. Week 5. Okay. I think that the Texans beat out Baltimore. I think the Colts are going to beat out the Raiders. The Bills are going to beat the shit out of the Patriots. Kansas City is going to beat out the Jaguars. I think that the Vikings beat the Browns. I think the Dallas Cowboys beat the Jets. Oh, 50-50 on this one. We'll just pick one, but I think either one could win this one. We take the Eagles to beat the Broncos, the Dolphins to beat Carolina. I'm going to give this one to the Cardinals, actually. I think the Cardinals are going to beat this. Coming off mini bye, yes, perfect, even better. They have more time to rest. They're going to win that one. I think that the Chargers are going to beat out Washington, and I think that Detroit's going to beat out the Bengals. San Francisco is going to beat the Rams. The Saints are going to beat the Giants, and again, Seattle is going to beat Tampa Bay with ease, in my opinion. Okay. Jets. No, I'm going to get the Broncos. Broncos beat the Jets. Steelers beat the Browns. Is there any team I think the Browns beat? Well, they'll beat a lot of people, but I need to get to those players because so far everybody in the thing hasn't done shit. I think the Dolphins are going to beat the Chargers. I think that the Titans are going to beat out the Raiders. Seahawks are going to beat out the Jaguars, obviously. Baltimore is going to beat out the Rams. Colts beat the Cardinals. I think the Saints... No, I'll give it to them, actually. I think they beat them. Packers are going to win. It's fine. Packers beat the Bengals. Detroit beats Kansas City. The Falcons, they're not really good when they come off bye. Just give it to the Bills. Philadelphia Eagles, San Francisco, Panthers. So they're going to be tired of losing at this point. They're going to come back and whoop the shit out of the Dallas. And then Washington's going to beat the Bears. I don't foresee the Bears doing very well this season. Oh, no, I don't want to update settings. Week 7. Okay, so I think that the Bengals beat the Steelers. Titans beat the Patriots. Kansas City is going to beat the Raiders. Dolphins are going to beat the Browns. Colts are going to beat out the Chargers. The Rams are going to beat out Jaguars. Well, I'll change it. I think the Jaguars win that one. Jaguars. The Panthers are going to beat out the Jets. I'll give this one to the Broncos just because of the bye week. And then they'll have time to rest up, so they're going to beat them. Eagles are going to beat out these guys because they're both coming off mini bye weeks, but I know the Eagles won't rest. They will, so they'll lose. Bears beat the Saints. Packers beat the Cardinals. Washington will lose to Dallas. San Francisco will beat. Obviously, these will be updated as the season goes on because I want to actually see where we're at. I think that's going to be that. To me, these are very obvious games, but they might not be. Bengals beat the Jets. Browns beat the Patriots. Colts beat the Titans. Vikings beat the Chargers. The Texans beat San Francisco. The Bills beat Carolina. The Dolphins are going to beat out the Falcons. Ravens are going to beat the Bears. I think Cowboys are going to beat them. Packers. Well, he's going to be salty to try to. Aaron Rodgers, original Packer versus. I actually might swap that one. I don't think we win that game. I think we're going to lose, and we're going to lose to them. Washington is going to beat out Kansas City. Eagles beat out them. God, the Eagles have an easy season so far. And then the Saints beat out Tampa. We're on week 8, 9. Ravens beat the Dolphins. The Texans beat Broncos. The Titans beat out. I'm swapping that because of the bye. They usually train up during their byes, so I think they'll be fine. Colts beat the Steelers. Ooh, shit. Both coming off bye weeks, too. Oof. I'm going to go to the Jaguars. Bills beat Kansas City. Bengals beat them, and the Falcons kick the shit out of them. We'll beat that game easy. Detroit's coming off a bye week, so I'm giving that to them. San Francisco. I think the Rams are going to beat them. The Seahawks coming off, again, they train too, so I think they're beating Washington. And I think the Cardinals are going to win against Dallas. So there we go. Okay. The Raiders beat the Broncos. The Texans beat the Jaguars. The Jets beat the Browns. No, I think Browns actually beat the Jets. Let me be real. Buffalo Bills beats Dolphins in week 10. So the Steelers are going to beat out the Chargers. The Colts are going to beat out Falcons. The Ravens are going to beat out Minnesota. And Tampa is going to lose to New England Patriots. And then we're going to have the Bears beating out the New York Giants. We're going to have Panthers showing a surprise and beating out the Saints. We're going to have the Seahawks beating the Cardinals again because the Cardinals suck. San Francisco is going to lose to the Rams. Detroit Lions are going to lose to Washington. And we're going to lose to the Philadelphia Eagles because I don't think we beat them this year. Week 11, we're going to have... Week 11. That's a hard choice right off the bat. I'm going to say the Jets beat them. The Texans beat the Titans, who just came off bye week. We're going to have the Bengals beating the Steelers. We're going to have the Jaguars beating the Chargers. We're going to take Kansas City to beat the Broncos. We're going to take the Ravens to beat the Browns. Take Washington to beat the Dolphins. We're going to take the Bills to beat Tampa Bay. And we're going to take the Dallas Cowboys. We're going to take the Vikings again to beat the Bears. The Falcons to beat the Panthers. Green Bay Packers to beat the New York Giants. We're going to take... I think they're going to lose this game because they're going to be probably annoyed by the end of the season. Just looking for a couple wins. I think San Francisco is going to beat out the Cardinals again because the Cardinals still suck. And we're going to take the Eagles to beat out Detroit. Okay, we're going to take the... Oh, God, that's hard. That's a hard pick. Oh, Jesus. Okay. I'm going to go with the Bills. I think Kansas City is going to beat the Colts off their bye week. I think that the Bengals are going to still beat the Patriots. I think that the Jets, who don't have a mini bye week, they're still going to beat Baltimore. The Browns beat the Raiders. I think the Steelers beat the Bears because Aaron Rodgers knows how to beat the Bears. We'll take Seattle over the Titans. We'll take the Cardinals to beat the Jaguars. I think the Jaguars are like way on the bottom, aren't they? Probably. Vikings to beat the Packers. Lions to beat the Giants. We'll take Falcons to beat the Saints. Eagles to beat Dallas. We'll take Rams to beat Tampa. And then we'll take the 49ers to piss off Carolina. Alright, we're still going through predictions here. So far, it looks like the Colts are on top for this league. And the Eagles are on top for this league. Alright, let's keep going. Bengals to beat the Ravens. Actually, no, Ravens. We'll take the Ravens. I think the Ravens might win this one. Titans to beat the Jaguars. We'll take the Texans to beat out the Colts. Actually, we'll give them a loss. I think they're going to be so exhausted. A couple losses. We're not bye weeks. They're going to be like tired of me by Raiders to beat this game. Bills to beat the Steelers. Kansas City. Dallas is going to win that game. Dolphins are going to win this game. Falcons are going to win this game. 49ers are going to win this game. Washington. I'm going to give it to the Giants. I'm going to give it to us. Eagles beat the Bears. Cardinals beat Tampa. Rams beat out. I'll give it to Seattle. I think Seattle can beat the Vikings. Going to speed run some of these. Dolphins. Ravens. No. You know what? I'll give that to the Steelers. Colts. The Titans. The Bills. We'll give that one to the Raiders. Kansas City is going to train up to beat them. Eagles to beat out the Chargers. Detroit. Packers. Vikings, Cardinals, and Saints. Kansas City, Baltimore Ravens, Bills, the Jets, Steelers, Texans, Browns, Eagles, Titans, Seahawks, Packers, Dallas, Blues, Carolina Panthers are going to be okay for this one. The Detroit Lions, Washington beats out. This whole row beats these guys out, I think, pretty substantially. Okay. We're going to speedrun these. I'm not going to keep saying names. Let's just speedrun these. But I believe who's going to win. My brain's quitting. My prediction. There you go. Eagles win the Super Bowl again. That is all. Eagles win the Super Bowl against the Steelers. Let's see if I'm right, y'all. Or even in the ballpark. That's where we're going to see how it goes. Stay tuned. We'll find out, and we'll update these as the season goes to see what my predictions were versus what they will be. So let's see if I can save this. Save my score. Can I save this? No, I don't want to lose these. Okay, so I think we're okay. We're going to keep this bookmarked so I can find this easier later for this season. That is all. Alright, peace guys.